Welcome to another episode of INE Zoom. I'm Karen, and I'm here with Sarah and Heather, and we're bringing it back to the Kerage team to get back to our roots and check in on our own process. We've kind of been practicing with other people. Some of them you've seen, some of them we've been going stealth on, but really spreading the process and giving people the opportunity to look at their highs, lows, and gratefuls to reflect on what's been going well for them over the last week. And then using the last two questions about what requests you want to make and what commitments you want to make to be able to look forward and make some plans for the future. And the whole idea is just, an interesting way, an interesting structure that people are finding useful, particularly for group Zoom calls, which everyone's finding to be a little bit overwhelming, particularly ones without structure. So great way to kind of check in and check on your peeps, connect with them. So give it a try, and otherwise just enjoy the conversation with us. And how are you guys doing?
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. Celebrating VE Day. Happy VE Day, everybody.
Awesome. I love the backdrop, love the hat. Heather kind of morphs in and out every once in a while with her pins. There you go.
I have my Pims with strawberry.
So the rules are, there are no rules, of course, but a beverage is always welcome. And so enjoy your beverage and sit back and relax. And we'll start with our highs for the week. So Heather, do you want to kick off with what your high was for the week?
Sure. So I think we're on week 8 of lockdown in Cayman, 7 or 8, something like that. Seems like it's been a very long time. And I am super excited because after a lot of procrastination, I finally made the commitment and have stuck to it all week to get into a workout regime with the family. So Mike very kindly created a workout program for Ellen and I, and we get in the gym for half an hour and we do some weight training and some cardio, and I've been loving it. Like, it's always harder to get in there than it is to be in there. So super excited that I've managed to stick with it, and it's been going really well, and getting some quality time with the kids. So
that's awesome. I didn't know Mike was a personal trainer. That's good to know, handy to have.
Oh, he would love to be a personal trainer. He's so committed to it.
Really? That's cool. And are you noticing a difference in your energy doing the workouts?
Yeah, definitely. It makes a real difference. I find I'm so much more energized afterwards. Like, I could go again in there now rather than, just veg on the sofa. Yeah, it's really nice.
But instead you have to come and drink Pims with us.
I know, it's a hard life. Somebody's got to do it.
Awesome. Cool. That's a great one. Sarah, what's your high?
My high this week is really being my clients. I've had a couple really almost goosebump client moments this week where clients have shared breakthroughs, and just I wasn't prepared for it because it's, we've been dealing with so many challenges around, working from home, working remotely. Quite a few of our clients are on the front line. So, having to deal with, getting a swab up their nose and all those other lovely things. So, just having clients really have a breakthrough during this time period was really energizing and made me feel happy to be involved with Kerage and be a part of Kerage. So
that's awesome. That's cool. I'm glad. I love those goosebump moments. There's lots of breakthroughs happening for people, for sure. That's a good one. Like it. My high point of the week was probably, I think it was Tuesday night or Wednesday night. I had a call with the girls from the yoga retreat, and one of the girls had organized an exercise where we got partnered up and with somebody from the retreat, and we had to write each other love letters. And the reason for it was because she had noticed on the call before how all of us have a tendency to fall into just unkind patterns in how we think about ourselves and talk about ourselves. And so the exercise she had asked us to do was write a love letter for the other person, share the love letters, and then come up with an affirmation for yourself based on what you heard to be practicing with. And it was really cool experience to hear my own, but probably the most fun was the girl who organized it, we organized to each love bomb her at the end with like 2 statements or whatever. So she didn't know it was coming, and we gave her that. And I don't know, it was just really, it was fun. So we had a good time with that. Okay. Get your tissues, have a drink, because we're going to go low for a second here. But what was the low point of the week? Sarah, do you want to go first this time?
Sure. So the low point of my week has to do with my dad, who is in a retirement home in Canada. And the retirement homes in Canada being hit quite aggressively with COVID, unfortunately. And just having some, talking to my sister about, what do we do in the event that he gets it? And we're having to have very challenging conversations with doctors and that sort of thing about decisions. So yeah, there's been a little bit of that on this past week. Thinking about my dad, because he's isolated in a room and doesn't get his favorite TV channel all the time, which makes him sad. But the good news on that front, there is a light. He has learned how to answer his telephone. So that appears to be, he's getting more phone calls now because he answers the call. So, yeah, it's, I guess the ringing just isn't in his head, it's on the phone too. So there was a bit of a silver lining in that everybody in the family has been calling him on a regular basis. So
Yeah. That's tough. I didn't realize he'd moved into, so he's in his own room now?
No, he's still sharing with Miles. So,
okay.
Which made it even further amusing, because when he spoke to my cousin, he obviously knows his audience. He said to my cousin Fahad, I need a TV, right? Doesn't ask anyone else, doesn't ask his sisters for a TV, asks Fahad for a TV. Yeah, dude knows his audience, knows how to hustle.
Yeah. Well, we send you lots of love for that one. I can't imagine, and that's a tough spot. That's definitely a low spot. Heather, what's your low for the week?
My low is twofold. The first part of it, definitely first world problem, but I'm sure a problem for a lot of people. Our summer holiday has definitely been cancelled. Like, we got the cancellation on the flights. Yeah, we had this beautiful Asia trip planned, and quite frankly, it's probably a blessing in disguise with, the both from the economic side of it, the cost of it, but also the reality of, would we really want to be in Asia right now? I don't know. I mean, I just wish the world wasn't facing this challenge generally, and it wasn't a problem, and we were, getting excited about going on our trip. So that was part of it. And the second part is not actually dissimilar to Sarah's, in that it's my dad's birthday tomorrow, and wouldn't I love to have, the ability to jump on a flight and go be with family, whether I don't know that I would have gone for tomorrow, but just that realization of how long is it going to be before we can actually get off this island and go spend some quality time with family. So just thinking about that is pretty low.
Yeah. It's so interesting, because even though, like, I find for myself, like, those kinds of things, when even if you see it coming and you think you've prepared yourself for it, there's a difference between preparing for it and then when you actually have to cancel it and, like, it's really happening. And I don't know, it's like another cycle of grief to go through once you really know that it's happening. So sorry, dude. And happy birthday, Dad.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have a nice quiet day at home, hopefully. Yeah, but cheers. He'll be having a rum and something, I'm sure, to celebrate, and a nice bottle of Italian red wine, I suspect.
That sounds pretty good. I don't feel that bad.
Yeah.
My low is I probably cried twice this week from I miss Oscar. I'm missing Oscar a lot. And I'm probably not going to talk about it that long because I can feel it creeping back in again. But it just really hit me this week. I'm really missing him.
Yeah.
For the viewers out there, that's Karen's third dog. So
Speaking of first world problems.
Yeah. No, but people might not know who Oscar is, Karen.
Yes,
So.
yes, yeah, that's true. My first bulldog, yes, he doesn't live in my house anymore, and he is on island. But yeah, I haven't done anything about it to have a visit. It's not safe. It wouldn't be allowed. So I'm just missing him, and I'm missing. It's again one of those areas where you realize, and it's like, oh man, like can I just, like, can't we anyway? Whatever. So yes, that has hit me particularly hard this week. So yes, cheers to Oscar, cheers to dads, cheers to summer holidays that will be better in the future.
Yes.
And on that note, we'll let those lows go and we'll move into the gratefuls. But what are you most grateful for this week? Maybe I'll start this one.
You, yes.
I'm going to start this one. So mine would be, I'm really grateful to you guys for the work that we're putting into the business and our relationships. I think, like we've had a big week of the different conversations we've been looking at and really making some big commitments to kind of keep things, healthy and make things healthier. And I think a lot of times people, I don't know, take it for granted, and I don't want to do that. So I'm super grateful to both of you for being on Wine and Zoom and for like everything that we've been doing this week to really try and, I don't know, support each other, grow a business together. And I'm really grateful.
Nice. Oh, Sarah,
right.
You want to know?
Anyone else, Sarah?
So on that, like, really lovely note, my grateful is I'm grateful for my third floor balcony and my yoga app. So
that's also lovely and worth being grateful for. So
yeah. So I've been getting up in the mornings and before the sun gets too hot. Sorry for all those people that are viewing in a cold environment. I do my yoga for 30 minutes, and I was slightly amused this week because I'm lying in Shavasana, and our gardeners have finally been allowed, talking about first world problems, allowed back, and I was like, I'm glad you're back, but do you have to mow the lawn while I'm in Shavasana, was my thought. But yeah, very, very grateful to be able to lie down and look at a beautiful blue sky before I start my day. So yeah, that was my grateful this week.
I like that. Beauty. Heather, what's yours? What are you grateful for?
Look where I am, right? I'm celebrating VDay. So I have to be grateful for all of those grandparents and great grandparents and all of those generations of people that, sacrifice so much for us to have the lives that we have today. I can't even imagine. I was looking at like pictures from the Blitz today, and like we're stuck in front of a TV on a comfy sofa. I mean, life's so hard, right? Compared to what they went through. I'm sad for people in the UK, especially, not to perhaps be able to have the level of celebration that they would have liked to have had today. 75 years since the end of the war. I'm sure the street parties would have been amazing. My mum sent me a fantastic picture of some meringues that she had made, very British meringues that she'd made for the neighbours, and they were all going to go and sit out on their front doorsteps and have a little, celebration, even if it was a little distant from each other. But I think I have to be grateful for what we have, for what they sacrificed and what we have.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Yeah.
Cheers to gratitude, guys. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so that's our kind of reflecting on what's been happening over the last week, and now we just kind of flip it a little bit to look forward and think about any requests we want to make of each other, of the people watching, no limits, whatever, any kind of requests you want to put out there to the universe, and commitment. So we'll start with the requests, but Heather.
So my request comes from, I feel like I've been sent this message a lot this week through various training sessions or webinars that I've delivered, or you know, emails that I've been receiving, and it's all around communication. And it's a special request to leaders out there to please, please, please communicate with your teams. Just pick up the phone and talk to them. Sending an email doesn't cut it. People need to hear you and hear that you care, and hear that you're interested in what they've got going on in their lives and what challenges they're facing right now and what's going really well for them and what's not going so well for them. It's super, super important, and it will be paid back tenfold if you take the time. So that's my request. Please communicate.
Good one. I like it. Sarah, what's your request?
My request is I'm requesting that you challenge yourself to do something in the kitchen that you would never have. That sounds bad.
Where are you going with this, Sarah?
It doesn't sound bad. It just may require clarification.
My request is to try and make something. Oh, that's not. Cook something in the kitchen that is you would not have been, like bake a loaf of bread. Do something that you would cook that scares the crap out of you to make. Right? Like for me, it's desserts. Like to make a pie freaks me out. I can make a 5-course dinner with no dessert. I'm good. It's dessert that kills me. So I challenge you to make something that scares you a little.
Okay, so like hashtag Sarah's Do It in the Kitchen challenge. Is that?
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
that
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. My request and my commitment kind of dovetail, so maybe I'll do both of mine together. But my request is use this time in the best way possible for you, whatever that means for you, and that's for anybody. And the reason it's come up for me would be based on my commitment was that I ended up with a fever last week for 24 hours. It's fine. But it was, I think it was a bit of a reminder to me to slow down and to listen to my intuition and shut down some of the shoulds. And I think there's a lot of pressure and fear and expectations people are putting on themselves for what they need to achieve or do in this time, or what they need to realize or work on. And sure, maybe those things are true and maybe they aren't and whatever, but those things will come more easily if you can relax into it a little bit and like do something for yourself that even if it feels a little bit selfish, you just use the time in the best way possible for you. For me, my commitment is around listening to my intuition so that when I hear those things telling me that it's too shouldy, right? Like, oh, I should do this, I should do that. No, like, what do I want to do right now? And really looking to practice and tap into that. So that's my request. Spend time on yourself in whatever way feels good to you, in the kitchen or talking to your team or whatever that means, or anything else. And on the commitment side, mine is the intuition, listening to my intuition. So on that note, Sarah, what's your commitment?
My commitment, interestingly enough, I was thinking about that this morning, is some of the structures that I love to have. I haven't been as good at doing, and by structures, I mean like how I get my day started and how I finish my day. I haven't been as good about doing those things because they help me wake up better and smarter, hopefully. And they make me go to bed, better. And I have been ignoring. So I need to tap back into those. And I was thinking about that this morning. And something simple, which I'd stopped doing, was putting my phone away at 9 o'clock, right? That used to be my, I never answered a text or anything after 9 p.m. And I'd forgotten that. It was, on my bedside table. And of course, I forget to put it on silence. And so just tapping back into those structures to make sure that I'm, to your point, Karen, trying to you know, support and honor myself so I can support and honor clients. So yeah, that was my thought this morning.
They're good reminders, because those those things, like, even though we know they're good for us, they can just drop off, but you can always pick them up again. And I like that as a reminder for people, like, you can just choose again. Heather, what's yours?
My commitment is to reach out to some friends that I haven't spoken to for a while, and this is a it's not a should, it's a want. I can't believe how quickly the weeks are actually flying by. Considering we're in lockdown and we're looking at the same four walls every day, you'd be thinking that the time would drag, but here we are, it's Friday again, another week's gone by, and there are friends that are important to me that I've let another week pass by without contacting. So my commitment is definitely to get in touch with those people and let them know I'm thinking of them and hear how they're getting on. And yeah, that's definitely to, you know, reignite some of those connections.
Yeah, that's a good one too. It's such a weird time because time's going so fast and so slow all at the same time. Like, you want to connect with everybody and you think of so many people, and like I can't get over the number of times, like, throughout the day I think of people, and then you just like, you can't in that moment for whatever reason just do that conversation. And so it's a good point, Heather, of like, just, you know, tapping it in when you can and fitting it in. Good one. Like it. Well, thank you very much, guys. It was really nice to do this. It's been too long. We should do it again for sure.
Definitely.
Nice. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, happy Friday evening. Enjoy the weekend, and thanks everybody for watching, and we'll look forward to whining and zooming with you again soon.
Yay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.